What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Constant Sports. I am your host, Constance. Now, today we're going to talk about women's NCAA. So, yesterday on Sunday, February 12th, the number one versus number three team, South Carolina LSU, played. This game had a lot of hype around it, which it should have. Both undefeated teams, both in SEC play, both with some really good post play and good guard play. So just so you guys know, I was born and raised in Louisiana, so I am a diehard LSU fan. But also, I'm a fan of women's NCAA in general. So obviously, I've been following South Carolina for years. LSU as well. Kim Mulkey, huge fan of hers, especially with her being from Louisiana. So I followed her career along in Baylor as well. So the game, at some points in time, went the way that I thought it was going to go. Very good back and forth play, some good play by their guards, which is very, very, very nice to see from two teams that post players pretty much as the focal point. But the guard stepped up. I mean, Zaya Cook on South Carolina is going to do what she does. Morrison did great. She did play amazing for LSU. So that was really, really good. So what I would have to say South Carolina did amazingly was their box out defense on Angel Reese was something I have never seen. So the depth and the size of South Carolina is unmatched. They will definitely repeat this year unless some team comes out of nowhere that they haven't really seen that much and shock us all. But their depth and their size is what makes them great. And how they just wore down Angel Reese just by boxing her out. She was fighting to get rebounds, and they were just pushing her deep underneath the basket where she couldn't get those defensive and offensive rebounds. She came alive in the second half, which is what she does. But her and Boston battling underneath, it was beautiful basketball. They both came out with the same amount of points, 14 points. Boston had more rebounds. But in my opinion, if South Carolina would have lost that game by 1 point and Angel Reese still wouldn't have got her double-double, they would have called that a success because that's what they did. They stopped her from getting her 24th consecutive double-double. Would she continue to get double-double for the rest of the season? Absolutely. But South Carolina came out right from the jump and played like the best team in the country. The stands were amazing. South Carolina fans were there. LSU fans were there. It was amazing for women's basketball in totality. It was a very good game. A lot of people said that LSU is underrated, which I don't agree with. If you go to an interview last season, Kim Mulkey said that she was not going to change her season and her opponents this year because they had a good season last year. And that's the right thing to do. Just because you go on a team that everyone forget, LSU hasn't been a top 25 team in years. Kim Mulkey comes there. You know what I'm saying? They make it to the tournament. They do amazing last year. They make it to the tournament. And now the next year, everyone expects her to change her opponents from being the level of playing that they've been playing at for years to now boosting them up, and they're playing 10, 12 top 25 ranked opponents. That's not how you build a program. And Kim Mulkey is trying to build a program at LSU. She is not trying to win NCAA championships right now. Like, she's trying to build up LSU, and the way she did it, I 100% agree with it. She said she's never said that her team was at the level of South Carolina. if you listen to her interviews, she has been very honest about their play and how they play against ranked opponents and how they've been playing against non-ranked opponents and what they can do. And her and Don Staley's post-game interviews, I think, is more what the women's game need in general. Two great coaches, two championship coaches, giving props where it's due. Kim Mulkey talked about South Carolina the way that they should have been talked about and the way that all of us fans have talked about them for years. And Dawn Staley as well. She talked about what Kim Mulkey is trying to build at LSU, and she's doing it the right way. So I do believe in the coming years, South Carolina and LSU will definitely be matchups that we will enjoy to see. LSU is going to come back roughly with the exact same team next year, so it's going to be great to see them. And South Carolina is, I mean, they're going to lose a lot of their key players, but that depth on that bench, they're going to be just fine, okay? So I do believe that it was a very, very good game, and I can't wait to see more of it. The rest of this season will be very interesting to see how all of your top 10 teams fall out. Most of the top 10 teams all have 4-0 losses, with South Carolina being the only undefeated team now. So it'd be very nice to see where they fall out. And the tournament is going to be amazing because there's a lot of those small teams that can come up there. I think there's going to be a couple Cinderella stories. I do believe that. I don't believe there's only going to be one Cinderella story this NCAA tournament. I think there's going to be a couple, and it's going to be so much fun to watch. The SEC is powerful this year, and it's going to be great to watch. So before I sign off on here, WNBA free agency, it keeps getting better and better. And Candace Parker said in an interview that it wasn't about these big blockbuster trades and signings that's been happening. It's those small ones. There's those small little deals that's been happening, especially with the Dallas Wings. We're getting Natasha Howard and Diamond DeShields. And with Chicago getting all these players that is going to make a very feisty team. We all agree on that. But those small additions to some of these teams is all they need right now to make sure they're not in a complete rebuilding mode. I'm still waiting to see what Phoenix is going to do. They still have to sign Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner. With them letting go of Diamond DeShields, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. So free agent going to keep going. It's going to be great for women's basketball this year. I'm so excited to be able to watch it with you guys. Like I said, thank you for watching my video. A reminder, this is Constant Sport. Please, please, please hit that like button, subscribe button. I'm trying to do something different here with the women's game. So keep supporting me. Peace, love, and happiness.